Uncensored. I am your host, Keith Andrew. Along here is a good friend of mine, Adanna Kenlow, and I just want to say thank you for being on my talk show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, for people who want to know what Uncensored is, Uncensored's my way to show people that even with a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy, reach my goals in life, and at the same time, turning myself into a perfect example for people out there, deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair, that you should never label yourself, and you should prove to people you can still amount to something. Now, like I said, you have a half hour, but you have as much time as you want, and you can ask me anything you want. It's uncensored.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be asking.
Well, I don't want people to think it's one-sided, so you can ask me anything you want. It's normal conversation.
Oh, okay, cool beans.
Hey, so,
I was wondering about your devices that you have over there, because when you are doing the text thing, I'm like, is he talking into the text app? That's what it seems like when I read the text.
No,
Random question.
No, I was using the keyboard.
Oh, okay, cool beans.
Hey, so
That was my question.
Starting off, what can you tell me about yourself?
I'm an actress in LA County. I do most of my stuff around Long Beach, and I do comedy, but I am trying to hone my skills in dramatic acting and things like that too, because I feel like you should be well-rounded as a performer and an artist. That's important to me. Let's see. Just kind of working hard at that right now.
All right.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I add people on LinkedIn, and there's this app where you can add people on LinkedIn to your contacts, and so you can talk to them either by email or by phone, and you're one of those people who didn't have a problem with me introducing myself and inviting you to be on my talk show. And there's other people who are they would tell me to go fuck myself, that what I was doing is great, but they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So it's, I came across more hypocrites, but having the honor and privilege having you on my talk show really means a lot to me.
Well, thank you for asking. I just figure, you're like, hey, I'm trying to do something, and I'm like, sweet, I will help you do things.
I appreciate it. Now, what about your high school and college years? Where you start off as high school? Did you do any sports in high school? Were you athletic?
Oh, I played water polo, and I was on the swim team in high school.
Do you miss it?
I wanted to be on football or wrestling, and my mom was like, no. So I settled for swim and water polo.
Well, how come you couldn't be? You could have been a wrestler if you wanted to.
Well, my mom was adamantly against it. Plus, my didn't have a girls' league. They were working on it when I left. But at the time, it was just all boys, so that wasn't going to work.
All right. What about your college years? Were you a party animal? Were you a study nerd?
Pretty much a nerd. I went to a community college, 3.5 years. I just figuring out what I wanted to do. So I took auto shop classes, I took dance classes, I took singing classes, I took acting classes, I took and of course my GEs, and then I decided that I liked the arts better, so I stuck with that. And then I transferred to a performing arts school, and I pretty much just studied the whole time, because it was hard work. In class, we were rehearsing and learning lines, and I was one of the older people. I wasn't straight out of high school. Most of the people there were straight out of high school. Just kind of messed around the whole time, and I was just trying to get in and get out, So I studied.
What about, I mentioned if you did any sports, did you ever win any trophies or anything?
I did, but I don't remember what for, because honestly they weren't that important. My mom has all that stuff, and to me, I would have tossed it. I'm like, why am I keeping all this junk? My mom's like, no, it's special. So she has that stuff. She can tell you. I don't know.
All right. Well, a lot of people do this for fun, or a lot of people just do it for an activity. Did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or are you not a pyramid girl?
A human pyramid? I think I did like a small one, not like a 10-person one, but like one of those 3-people ones where nobody's actually going to get hurt. Yeah.
Are you a fan of those, or are you just not really a fan of those?
That's what?
Or are you a fan of doing them, or are you not really a fan?
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, like, I don't go through my day going, man, I wish I could do a human pyramid, like, right now. But fun. Like, whenever I see people doing them, I'm like, oh, I want to join. So, yeah, they're cool.
I always wanted to do one, but I never got the, trying to find the right word for it. I guess I never found the right crowd of people. But if you're,
really?
but if you're interested, maybe one day we could do one.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't find the right group of people. All you gotta do is grab somebody and be like, get down, we're making a human pyramid now. I'm sure they'll be like, all right, dude, I'm with you.
Well, that brings up my next question. What type of high school did you go to? Was it a city, or was it like a suburbs?
In the suburbs, but they're pretty big suburbs, I guess. I mean, because, like, LA, if you're not in the city, you're in, like, I don't know. They're all, like, there's, like, 127,000 people in my city, but it's a suburb. Like, nothing actually happens there. So, I mean, I don't know. It's somewhere between a city and a suburb.
The type of high school, well, the type of high school I went to was basically kind of a, I'm trying to find a word for it. It was more of a snobby, rich country club. So basically, if you had money, you got to do whatever you want. You can pay people off, pass their classes. So I was disappointed. I was a big fan of watching the 80s movies, The Breakfast Club, and all the other stuff. And it's like, this is the type of high school I want to go to. Unfortunately, yeah, I went to this stupid snobby place, and they just pushed me along the wrong way, so didn't really care about me.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine was luckily not as snobby. It was like, honestly, it was like for the more, well, it wasn't for the lower income kids, but it was like, we had a range. It was like middle, what do they call it? Lower middle class, you know? And it was mostly like, because my school is right near this city that's mostly Hispanic people, so it was like mostly like blacks and Mexicans at that school, and everybody else was pretty much a minority. We had, I think we went Mexican, then black, then Asian, then white, and then everybody else. But yeah, so it was kind of crazy. Like, we had this whole divide, like, between the blacks and the Mexicans at my school. It was really ridiculous. But my group of friends was nicely mixed. And they had academies. Like, they had visual performing arts. They had computer technology and engineering. I was in that academy. They had, what else did they have? I don't remember. Some other stuff. They had, like, 4 academies. And so my sister was in the visual and performing arts, and then I was in the computer technology, so that's why I remember those. But it was a good school, I mean, potentially.
Yeah, that's what high school should be. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm white or if you're black. It teaches you at a young age how to interact with people in the real world. But I went to your school because it sounds really nice. My dad taught in the city, and it's like, you know, like I said, mixed, but it was mostly African Americans in the school. Not to sound racist, I'm not. I would rather go to that school because, you know, you appreciate things when you have it. Not going to a rich, snobby school where, oh, I can pay someone off so I can pass this class. I don't even have to take this class, and I can still graduate.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there was a street like that, I mean, there was a school like that just down the street, and we were all pretty much glad we didn't go there. But I agree, you get a more of appreciation for, like, actual reality when you're in a mixed group of people. So yeah, I'm definitely thankful that we had that.
All right. Well, you mentioned you were on the swim team. Were you like ever at the stage where you want to go pro, or was it just for fun?
I thought about it, and then I got into college and realized that these people were trying to go to the freaking Olympics, and I was like, it's not that serious. So I was like, I'll just dance from here on out. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do you play any sports?
Nah. I'm not really good with the hand-eye coordination. I'm not like retarded or anything, but with the hand-eye coordination, I'm a big fan of bowling. When I have the opportunity, I do go bowling. Big fan of hockey, but as far as actually playing the game, it's not for me.
Do you actually bowl?
I used to. There's no bowling alley around me anymore. It burned down.
What?
Yeah, make a long story short, there's like one side of the story said there was a fire and the place burned down. But at the same time, there was this, the owner who says, I can't pay my rent, I can't do this, I can't do that. I do get a lot of insurance money. So a lot of people think it was an inside job, and he burned the place down, he got the money.
Who's to say?
Exactly. Oh yeah, next subject I'm going to ask you is, how did you become an actress? Was it easy? Was it hard?
Actually, I got into acting kind of kicking and screaming, because in high school, I did a little bit of acting. Like, I had a drama class. Actually, I had 2 drama classes. And it was fun, and I felt like it felt good when I was doing it. And then this improv group came to my school from Cerritos College, and I was like, screw the SATs. I'm going to go to community college so I can do that. And I went to Cerritos College. I actually got into their improv group, so that was kind of a miracle. I tentatively declared my major as theater, and I was like, whatever, I can change it anytime I want. But things kind of just snowballed, and I stuck with it. So, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, it just feels right, like you're kind of going to be screwed, because you don't actually start making money in this until like 10 years down the line, but it just felt right, so I stayed with it.
All right. You ever been to New York, or you never came to the New York area?
I have been to New York. I went there for a semester of school. I never want to live there. If I got a Broadway show, I would have to, but just people in New York are like, freaking have PTSD or something. Like, it's crazy. And then being a Cali girl, I go and I realize after 2 months, I'm like, wow, I don't know, I can't relax. I'm agitated. So I was like, all right, time for me to zen out, because that's what we do around here. We chill. So I go and I'm asking the residents, and I'm like, how do you guys chill around here? And they're like, what? And I'm like, chill. Like, how do you chill? They're like, what do you mean? Like, we're in trouble if I have to explain the meaning of the word chill to you. And it literally, nobody understood what I meant. So I was like, this is bad. I can't. They're like, go to the movies? And I'm like, no, I don't want to be stimulated anymore. I need to decompress. They're like, go to Central Park? And I'm like, okay, Central Park is beautiful, but ladies with strollers are trying to run you over. Like, I need someplace where I can just relax and not think about anything. And there is no way you can do that. Out here we have coffee shops. Out there it's more like sardine cans with coffee thrown in there somewhere. Like, people are so close together, and there's no personal space. So I don't know, New York was kind of difficult, but it's definitely an experience. I would go back to visit, but not to live.
I would give you a perfect example. You're an LA girl, and you're always straight, and you're more like, easy going, way back, nothing bothers you. And if you compare yourself to a New Yorker, you're walking around about, hey, what's going on? Hey, what the fuck are you looking at?
What are you doing?
Hey, take a picture, it'll last longer.
Yeah, exactly. get off the road. I'm walking here.
You know, I always wanted to move to LA, and from being up here for 27, I always said 27, well, I lived up here 27 years, but being 26, the winters after a while get really annoying. This
Where
west,
are you?
huh?
Where are you?
Oh, near West Point.
West Virginia?
No, near West Point.
West Point?
Yes, that's like the military base in New York.
Oh. Okay, cool.
So, and also near Woodbury Commons, if you ever been there.
No.
Well, it's the second biggest mall in America, so. But with the snow, you know, occasionally, okay, we get snow, no big deal. This past winter, we got like 10 feet of snow, like on a Sunday. Then a couple days later, we got like 3 more inches, okay, no big deal. And then that weekend, we got another 6 feet. It's all the snow plows kept going back and forth and back and forth. We had our driveway plowed, and the guy said to me and my dad, "Where do you want me to put the snow?" It's like, "What do you mean? You're plowing the driveway?" "Yeah, you have a wall of snow over here, and you have a wall of snow over there. Where do you want me to put the rest of the snow?" And I didn't know what to say to him. I walked in the house with my dad. He said, "How about you shove the snow up your ass?" Because it's this was ridiculous. It was everywhere you saw, there was snow everywhere.
It's so crazy. I have never been in that much snow. We had a snow day. I actually did a semester of school in New York. That's why I was there. And we had a snow day, and it was like the best day of my life. That doesn't happen out here. So we all just like went to Central Park and picked snowball fights with people. But I just can't fathom like 10 feet of snow. I think we had like 2 feet or something. But yeah, it's crazy to me.
Our next question I was going to ask you is, because you live on the West Coast, how do you feel about, you know, legalizing marijuana?
You know, I don't care. I think that it fries your brain and that people shouldn't do it because it's not good for your brain. But if people want to do it, like, it's, I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody's hurt anybody because of marijuana usage. But I really don't care.
To be honest, it's more healthy. In a way, it is healthier. You know, I know why people would be like, "We're smoking weed, healthier. What the hell is this guy talking about?"
Right?
But it's true. There are facts where when you smoke weed, it helps with memory loss. It helps you keep focus. And it's really not, it doesn't cause cancer or anything. And I think it should be legal. Drinking, on the other hand, causes more problems.
I'm sorry, what's the last thing you said?
Oh, drinking causes more problems. You know, liver damage and kidney failures. You know, you don't get any of that with smoking weed.
True. Yeah. I've just known, like, people who have smoked it over long periods of time, and they're not doing too good. Mentally, you know? Maybe it's like one of those things where you take like a hit, 2 hits a day for glaucoma or something, fine. But there are people who just like are high all the time, and it is not good for you.
No, I agree with you. You know, the next, like I said, it's uncensored, so I'm going to ask you a lot of hard-hitting questions. These are the easy ones. Now, the next one I'm going to ask, not to sound like an asshole or anything, but like I said, it's uncensored, and I would like to get your opinion on it. When, recently, I went to the movies, and this was a trailer for Annie. I don't know if you saw the trailer for Annie.
Recently?
Yes.
No.
So they're redoing the movie Annie, and my parents got excited. "Oh, we can't wait to see the movie. I grew up watching this back in the 50s. And the next thing you know, from being old white people, this is how racist people are. Older white people are like, "Oh, can't wait to see this movie." The next thing you know, they changed the girl from Annie to a black girl, and then they changed everyone into, you know, African Americans, and they're like, oh, what is this? Oh, they're ruining it. So, besides the racist thing, do you think people overreact, or it's just a movie, or it doesn't really mean anything?
I think that the film industry should make a greater effort to diversify their films, if that doesn't sound too PC. Because it tends to be really one-sided. I think people need to get over themselves, but I think that the playing field needs to be more level at the same time.
No, I agree with you. I really don't give a shit that the girl, they turn her into a black girl. I'm kind of hoping they do it again and make it an Asian girl.
Yeah, right? Let's mix it up a little. Black people and white people aren't the only people in the world.
The one thing that pisses me off about people is, in a lot of people, and I don't mean to piss you off as a subject. Okay. But you don't have to answer if you want to talk about something else. But, like I said, it is uncensored. Okay. But the thing that pisses me off is, like, people always have to have it one-sided. Batman has to be white. There was never a black Batman. Or Superman was white. And it really, like we were saying, it really doesn't matter. And there was a black Superman. It was Hancock. But, what if there was a black Superman? No, there was a black Superman. Will Smith played him. Hancock.
Oh, Hancock, yeah.
And, let's see, I think there was a Batman movie, but it was called Blank Man. But it shouldn't really be Dark Man or some stupid thing came out in the 80s. But it shouldn't really matter, it's if you get an audience behind it and it's supportive, all that matters is making money, that's all it comes down to, really. Yeah. You people get upset about this, and that's another thing I was going to actually move on to our next subject. People are easily offensive. Now, I know they're going to be pissed off, at what you said or what I said about this and that, but it doesn't really matter. It's freedom of speech. But, trying to find the words to use. Actually, I lost what I was going to say. If there's a subject you would like to talk about until my train of thought comes back.
No, it's all good. I think that was interesting, though, that it was interesting what you brought up about, like, the superheroes being, for example, like, all white or whatever. And that kind of brings up the question of, like, historic accuracy, or, you know what I mean? Because, like, in the comics, they're all white. So if you want to portray convincingly in a movie Batman or Superman, then I think that they would have to look something of what they look like in the comics. But like you're saying, like, they kind of did the black Superman thing with Hancock, and that was actually really cool, the correlation that you made. So, I don't know. It really doesn't matter, but then you have people, like, who are like, no, but... Like, for example, the movie Oklahoma. It's not that there were no black people in Oklahoma at the time. So you could mix it up. But sometimes it's like, for example, Porgy and Bess is all black people. Does it have to be? It was made for all black people. It kind of makes sense that it's all black people. So it's exclusionary, but then if you want to be accurate to, the time and the place and whatnot, then it kind of makes sense to keep it homogenous. But... yeah, I guess it just depends on what you're trying to achieve.
No, I agree with you. And, I just remembered what I was going to say. People are set... Huh?
Awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, people are just so sensitive. You compare it to the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. They really don't give a shit. And I will give you a perfect example of that. What was it? Iron Man 3. The Mandarin... It was supposed to be Chinese, and in the cartoon he was Chinese, and in the movie he started out like that, and halfway through they wussed out saying, oh, we can't make them Chinese anymore. Why? Oh, we don't want to offend the Chinese. Okay. When you can make him black, you can make him Latino, you can make him Arabs. No, we don't want to offend those people, or we don't want to do this. And
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. What are you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, so then what is more offensive then? Completely not representing them, or just, you know what I mean, because it's funny, like, sometimes I don't know what the situation was, like, who this character is, because I didn't see the third Iron Man. I was kind of done with it after the second one. But people kind of like fun being poked at them, you know what I mean? And it's not, if you do it in good taste, you know? So if you're making fun of everybody and then you skip over a certain group, they're like, well, I'm here too, you know? Everybody's getting made fun of at their own expense, but, and so, okay, you know, I'm feeling left out because you're not hurting my feelings, but it's not, you know, if it's not hurtful, of course, but I don't know.
Also, it's disrespectful to the character, too. You know, there's a lot of things you could have done with the character, or at least you could have picked someone else for it.
Yeah.
But the other subject, well, going back on the, I wouldn't say racist rant, but I was trying to make a statement. Okay. Do you think it's, you know, supposed to be one-sided? Like in Jurassic Park 2, for an example. You know, a lot of people got upset about this. They made Jeff Goldblum's daughter black, where in the book, the daughter was white. Mm-hmm. Do you think they were catering to one side, or they just didn't really care? They just trying to please everyone?
I think it was a good idea that they made her black, because people, do you know that Cheerios commercial where the little girl is biracial and the mom is white and the dad is black?
Yep.
You know how many people had issues with that? Ridiculous. How many multiracial couples are, like, in the world? Millions of them. So, like, what is wrong with people? I don't think that was a big deal at all. I think that the fact that they made her black was a good thing. You know, they're like, look, guys, there are more people than just white people in the world. And look, the mother of his daughter is apparently black. So, yay for mixing races and stuff. They made too big a deal out of it, I think.
No, I agree with you. And people are just easily offensive. Not offensive, sensitive. And that's what I was telling you about, you know, 80s and 90s and 2000s. They didn't really care. But also, I guess recently, just this generation, you can't say this, you can't say that, can't do this, can't do that. Why? Oh, because we're going to raise our kids to be politically correct, or we're going to do this. And it's kind of like, I didn't have that shit growing up. You didn't have that growing up. So basically, you got to turn your kids into a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, exactly. And then teaching them, like, political correctness or tolerance is not the same as teaching them acceptance and, like, understanding, you know, or even, like, love toward another group of people. Because it's like, we're all, like, the same people, you know? I grew up this area that I'm in, there's black people, white people, Hispanic people, like, we're all the same, we're all living in the same area, we have the same problems, you know, and we draw all these lines between people, it's unnecessary.
Oh yeah, I got a subject you would really like. I created this recently, and it's called Cartoon Conspiracies.
Okay.
You know, with Power Rangers, they made Zack, or Walter Jones black because he was a black actor being a black ranger. And it's like, you made me black because I'm black? Okay, and you made her yellow because she's Asian? It's a TV show. You're missing the point.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, me, in my improv group, we used to talk about that all the time. Like, the first Power Rangers was so freaking racist, but now it's like, it's changed, you know, they mixed it up a little bit. I think mostly because they got rid of the black guy, so they kind of had to make the Black Ranger a white guy. But, yeah, I think in the beginning, because it was the 90s, I believe it was the 90s, early 90s, they weren't on that politically correct, you know, trip that everybody else is. So it made sense that they were, and the Valley Girl was pink. That's hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. People are struggling. I think the people who struggle most with this, I'm at 10% battery. The people who struggle the most with this are the people, like, with all the money. Like, they're creating the rules. I think they're the ones making everybody, like, nervous. Otherwise, I don't think it makes a difference.
You said you're at low battery life. Do you want to recharge and we can continue, or do you just want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I don't honestly know where I can plug in, so because there's a lot happening in my house right now. This is like the only quiet space, so maybe we should wrap it up.
All right, well, do you have anything you want to say to your fans or listeners, or do you have any funny stories you would like to share?
I don't know. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. You're all awesome. And screw political correctness, but don't purposely try to offend anybody. And if they get offended, then, oh well.